What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're doing a video on a team we haven't talked about in quite some time, that being the Minnesota Timberwolves, because of course they're very good this year, the first seed in the West. A couple years ago when they first got Gobert, I predicted they would be the first seed in the West. I was a year too early, but now look, it's actually happening. They are the first seed at the moment anyway. And this team, of course, just recently acquired MyEras. They extended Mike Conley yesterday, so it seems like they're all in on this roster and, of course, trying to go win a championship after they traded so much for Rudy Gobert. What we're going to do is simulate the rest of the season, simulate the playoffs, and based off how the results go, I would be curious to see what the Timberwolves would do in real life. If the Timberwolves get to the playoffs and they get, like, let's say they get bounced around 1 or bounced around 2, what would the Timberwolves do from there? It would be very interesting to see. Let's do a video on it. Let's do a rebuild on the Timberwolves. We haven't done a video on them in a long time. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Of course, 39-16 on the season right now. Anthony Edwards, a young star in the making, 22 years old, absolutely amazing, #1 overall pick. Carly Towns, pretty good year so far. He had 50 in the All-Star game. Rudy Gobert, Mike Conley's been great. They did extend him. I wonder if 2K even has it in here yet. They do not. So we're going to go ahead and fix his contract. I believe it's like a 2-year, $22 million. I'll go look it up and fix it in a second. Of course, like I said, they also got MyEras, which is a really solid backup point guard. So I'm curious to see how the rest of the season goes, and I'm curious to see what 2K thinks of the Timberwolves. Are they going to go out there and win a championship, or are we going to disappoint and get bounced in like round 1 or round 2? Going to be very interesting to see. So I'm going to go ahead and fix Mike Conley's contract. We're going to simulate the rest of the season. Based off how the playoffs go is how this rebuild will go. So let's just get straight to the playoffs. Today's video is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a player props app that's available on mobile or desktop. The way PrizePicks works is you choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. All kinds of sports on the board. Not only do they have NBA, hockey, and all the major sports, they also have like some crazy sports like esports. Darts is on here. You got Valorant on here. Cricket's on here. There's so many sports to choose from here on PrizePicks. So like I said, they also have a free square on Nikola Jokic. This is only available for 58 more hours, but it's a season-long entry. There are some season-long entries, or for the rest of the season anyway, not obviously season-long. 27 games remaining. So obviously Nikola Jokic being a free square, more than likely he's going to get at least one 30-point game. And then you can go and choose some other ones. So if you think Kyrie Irving is going to go over 7.5 30-point games for the rest of the season, click more on the projection. It's that simple. It makes PrizePicks, or PrizePicks makes watching any sport you like that much more fun. If you want to sign for PrizePicks, use code Crushables, match your first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. And also the way I use PrizePicks is DGF's optimizer and correlation tool. So the optimizer compares multiple discrepancies across multiple sports books. So basically, for example, they have all kinds of sports on here as well. Mini Boo on Valorant. Know nothing about him, but you got 2 books listing at 30 and 30.5, while PrizePicks had 20.5, so that's a major discrepancy. And then my favorite tool is the correlation tool, which, you know, gives you slips right in front of you, and you just put them in. And now it also even builds EV slips for you, like I just showed you. It builds those discrepancies for you in slips. But the correlation tool has like CS2, or NBA is not on here. NBA is not a correlated sport. But they got hockey on here as well. NFL, when it's on, it's obviously on here. But yeah, I had a really good, hit from the correlation tool yesterday. 35x over on Dabble, straight from the correlation tool. So if you want to check out any of these tools, all links are down in the description below. But let's get back to the rebuild. So at the end of the season, I don't really see any Timberwolves representatives on here, unfortunately. No Gobert or anything like that, which really, really sucks, but it's all good. We ended up as the 6th seed in the West, so we fell down in the standings quite a bit, which is very, very disappointing. Not really what you want to see if you're a Timberwolves fan, or if you're the Timberwolves in general. So Conley, Edwards, Jay McDaniels, Cat, Gobert, Naz Reid, Monte Morris, Kyle Anderson, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Will this lead us to winning in the first round against Denver? I mean, these two teams faced up last year, and Denver got the best of them. Obviously, Minnesota does match up very fairly well with them with the size they have for Jokic, but it's my current round, and oh man, these results don't look good. 4-2. Yeah. This would be a major meltdown. If you're the Timberwolves, this is not what you'd want at all. And yeah, based off that happening, I think first and foremost, Chris Finch would have to be fired. Like if if a team melts down like this, and again, we're just going based off what 2K just gave us. If a team melted down like this, the way we did, somebody would have to be held accountable. And as we know, sometimes it's the player or it's the coach. I think in this scenario, it would probably be the coach, I assume, but we'll see. So let's go to the lottery. And we're probably not going to have a pick in this draft at all, I'm pretty sure. But maybe we do. Yeah, we have our pick this year at 22. Staff signing. But Chris Finch, you would have to imagine he is fired if that was a result. So he'd probably be fired if the team got eliminated in round 1. That's not really the results if you're a Timberwolves GM that you want. You've, went all in on Gobert and this roster. I think at least getting into round 2 would be due, right? So let's see what head coach is even available. We have David Vanterpool, which I actually am familiar with him from his Blazers days when he was there. But is there any head coaches available? Because I don't see a single head coach. Where is the head coaches? I'm going to go get a head coach real quick. I guess we got some assistants here. Let's see if we can steal one. I know I get blocked most of the time trying to get an assistant head coach. But let's see if we have anybody decent. We have Justin Wright. He's got B. Steven Salas. I don't think that really worked out. Joe Prunty is here. You know what? Let's give Joe Prunty a chance. We'll go Joe Prunty to be our head coach. Not the best coach in the world, but we'll take it. Let's go to the draft, and let's go ahead and see what we can do with the draft. So on draft, now we have 22. So we're probably going to draft a rookie here. Rookie scale contracts and new CBA are going to be amazing to have. We have Deron Holmes, Zach Edey, Iguodala, Middleton, Kyle. I think I'll take Kyle here. We'll take Kyle out of Duke to be our backup big, or I guess we don't really need him as a backup big. He's a 75 overall right away, though, when he got Hunter in round 2. So player options, one no more, I will accept. Qualifying offers, we're going to, of course, not worry about any of those guys too much. And then free agency, we have Jordan McLaughlin as a free agent, and I'm pretty sure we don't have money. Well, I guess we could sign one player. So what do we need most? I would love to resign Monte Morris. Hopefully it gives me the ability to do that because, yeah, I want Monte Morris back 100%. So we're going to go ahead and get that out of the way. So Monte Morris, extend him, keep him around. But we can still sign one good player left, too, which is nice. Okay, so Conley, Monte Morris, Anthony Edwards, Nick Alexander-Walker, McDaniels, Josh Minott. Yeah, we need a backup forward in the worst way possible. Naz Reid, I definitely think would be an asset teams would be looking forward to have. So let's see if we can sign a forward maybe in free agency. So we have Metu, Covington, Terrence Davis, Taurean Prince. Metu might be the guy here. It's not my favorite target in the world, but might be the best option. So we're going to sign Metu to our small mid-level exception that we have, and then we're going to try to make a trade potentially with someone. I don't know what we're going to do, but we need a backup forward somewhere, and probably in the future we're going to need a backup guard as well. So the first step is just firing obviously Chris Finch. We're going to fire him, see if that changes anything. If it doesn't, then some players got to be held accountable. We got to make trades. So we're going to still try to make a move here as well to get like a backup forward somewhere. I don't know where we're going to target that just yet, but once I find it, I will definitely show you. So I didn't really find a forward to trade for just yet, but definitely at the trade deadline, I could see us being aggressive for sure. I don't think we could just kind of sit here and be cool with where we're at, but we also could move Kyle to the power forward. He could probably play right away, and Metu, Kyle, I guess he goes up to a 77 at the small forward, so I'll do that for this year. So I guess we didn't need a trade for a forward. We got it at home with Kyle, who we just drafted. So getting a 77 overall out of the draft, where we were at in the draft, is pretty solid. So I will definitely take that. Moving him to small forward was, I guess, where we needed to put him. So let's get straight in this next season, though. Of course, we are probably far from done making moves. Like, we're going to continue to be aggressive. This team is trying to win a championship with this core that they currently have. So taking a look at it, here's rotation going into the season with Joe Prunty as the head coach. Conley, Edwards, McDaniels, Cat, Gobert. So same starting five with Naz Reid, Monte Morris. Kyle is now in the rotation, and Metu is in the rotation as well. I assume if I move Nick Alexander-Walker to the 3, he would also go up, but I'm going to leave it like this for now. I definitely think a point guard upgrade could be in order at the deadline if that's possible. That might mean moving Naz Reid. But if it's possible to get a point guard upgrade, although I love Conley's fit, he is 37 years old and will probably continue to regress. So I think I think it makes sense to potentially move him. So I will see you guys at the end of, or not at the end of the season, at the deadline probably. So depending on how the season's going, we're definitely stopping the deadline to make a move. Right now we're pretty mid. So yeah, it might be probably a good thing to go make a move to upgrade our point guard spot potentially. So 29 and 22 at the trade deadline. Like I mentioned already, we're looking for a point guard upgrade. Our asset pool is limited, but we have some young pieces. We have, I'm assuming, a couple first that we could trade. So yeah, we probably have a couple first round picks we could trade. We have, Naz Reid, which is one of the better backup fives in the league. Although he's having a pretty good season so far, which I'm not too surprised by. I do like Naz Reid, but yeah, he's averaging 17 points per game this year off the bench, which is pretty nasty. But we'll see, we'll see. So I might try to keep him out of the trade if possible. But based off what 2K is telling us, again, I'm just going off what 2K is doing today. We got a rebuilding squad in the Blazers. They have a couple guards, as we know, like Scoot and Simons. I imagine Scoot probably off the table, of course, if we're trying to be realistic here. Anthony Simons, maybe. That's definitely a possibility, but I definitely think, you know, we have Edwards scoring. Maybe Anthony's not necessary, but if we're going to get a score, I'd rather it be like someone better than Anthony, I think. Bones Highland, probably not what I'm looking for. John Morant, not available. Not available. Not available. You have Colin Sexton over here, which is interesting. De'Aaron Fox, of course, stood out to me. I don't know if we have enough to get him, but if the Kings were willing to trade him, and we gave them a... and then this one also stood out to me as Jalen Brunson. This team is really, really bad. He's also expiring contract. Now, thinking about the Knicks trading Jalen Brunson right now makes literally no sense with how good they are. But if they were to fall off like the way they are, I mean, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, right? Like, I think we got to try. It's not very often I'm out here trading for Jalen Brunson. So let's do it. Let's try. I don't know if this is going to work. And we don't have to match. His salary's not bad to match either. He's averaging 20.5 points per game this year. Again, I don't know how easy this is going to be to pull off, but I'm going to try. So Mike Conley, of course, would be in the trade, which his value is negative. Naz Reid, probably going to have to be in the trade, unfortunately. So Naz Reid, Mike Conley is going to start off the trade. Our first round pick, or these first round picks, probably not too valuable, but we'll throw them in anyway. Wendell Moore, I'm just curious to see how much they have, and Josh Minott. So not a ton of value, and I'm assuming Kyle might have some value. He does. All right, so let's say we throw in as many first round picks as we possibly could, and also it'd probably have to be Kyle. I mean, I don't see how else this trade goes down without Kyle in it, just because like we got to give at least something good. So Antonio Reeves. So I'm giving up as many picks that I possibly can trade. Conley salary, Naz Reid salary, and Kyle for Brunson. They don't agree. All right, that's fair enough. So we're not getting Brunson, which is fine. It's probably better we didn't get him, but I at least had to try. So Brunson, going to be hard to trade for. That was my first time ever trying. Kobe White also kind of stood out to me. Very cheap contract, 42% shooting from 3. I mean, he'd be a massive upgrade over McConley. I think he'd actually be really easy to match. Naz Reid for Kobe White swap makes a lot of sense as well, but if I could get away with not trading Naz Reid, that is where I want to go with this. So let's see if we can convince them not to trade, or if we can try to get this without Naz Reid being in the trade. I'll throw in like Wendell Moore, and he actually has some value to the Bulls, so that actually could be nice. We might actually have something going here. So Mike Conley salary, for Kobe White salary, Wendell Moore, and I'll even throw in another second round pick via Utah. They agree. So we get Kobe White. So we got our point guard upgrade we wanted. We went from Jalen Brunson to Kobe White, but I'll definitely take it. 40% shooting from 3 gives us a little bit of an upgrade there. We have to go update the game now. And then that is our massive upgrade. So hopefully that works out for us. 7 games over 500. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I guess I gotta go update the game really quickly, and then we'll see what happens at the end of the season. So once we got Kobe White, things really started going well for us. We climbed up in the standings pretty nicely, which is awesome. Love to see that. All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, All-NBA third team, and then we got Anthony Edwards making it. Just mentioned all that. And then no Gobert, unfortunately. But we have the first team in the Western Conference, which is awesome. If you take a look at the player stats, you had 31 from Edwards, 23.5 from Cat, 17 from Naz Reid, and then 15 from Kobe White. So yeah, Kobe White even averaged a little bit more, 14.8, went from 14 to 14.8. So we'll absolutely take that. What matters now is trying to have some playoff success. So let's see if we could do just that. Sorry, I had to take a phone call. I have some new internet coming today. So yeah, if this video doesn't get you at the normal time, it's probably because I'm getting new internet today. But let's somebody occur around against the Portland Trailblazers, and we sweep the Portland Trailblazers 4-0. Sorry, my phone was buzzing again, and I thought I was getting another phone call. It's just a bunch of texts, but yeah, I had my phone on me because you guys don't care. Let's just get to the video. All right, so we got Steph, Brandon, Podziemski, Moses Moody, Kuminga, Draymond Green, Chris Paul. This team doesn't look too intimidating. I honestly think we can genuinely beat them as well to get to the conference finals. As I say that, okay, we beat them in 7. I even tried to click B to stop it to go to Simcast, but it worked out. So now we get the Thunder. Of course, Shea, Josh Giddey, OG, J-Dub, Chet. Like, this team is always going to be tough to beat. So our work's definitely going to be cut out for us. 31 from Anthony Edwards, 26 from Kobe White. Game 2, even it up. Game 3, 2-1. If we could beat the Thunder, we should be able to beat anybody, although we do have the Cavs in front of us. So we do beat the Thunder. Edwards, Conference Finals MVP. Cleveland, we match up very well against them. Jarrett Allen Mobley versus Gobert and Cat. Ton of size on both squads. This should be fun. So here we go. Game 1, 1-0. Game 2, 2-0. I mean, so far, it's looking great. 3-1, and I think we got a champ. Ooh, maybe not. Yes, we do. So we got a championship just like that. Getting Joe Prunty traded for Kobe White leads to a championship. This video was relatively short. I don't really want it to be that short, though, so we're going to try to keep going here. So what we're going to do is go one more season just before the internet guy gets here, and then you guys will see this video eventually today. But let's run it back. I don't think I'll be doing too much. The only thing I'm really concerned about is pretty much keeping this roster intact. So let's just make sure we fill out this coaching staff, and then we should be golden. So we can sign those guys. Let's go straight to player options, and let's see what we got going on here, because we didn't have a draft pick. So Gobert accepts, Naz Reid declines. That's going to be obviously a big re-sign. Naz Reid would definitely be necessary to bring back. So let's make sure we do just that. We're going to extend Naz Reid. This team is in cap hell, but you know, we're a contender. That's what happens. I'll resign Na as well, or Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And then do we have anything else? Kobe White, Monty Morris, Edwards, Alexander-Walker, McDaniels, Kyle, Cat, Metu, and then Gobert and Naz Reid. So yeah, we're not doing anything else. Joe Prunty got us to a championship. Kobe White was the necessary move to make, and Gobert is down in overall. So if this would have went south again, then we obviously would have had to consider trading like Gobert or Cat, like splitting that duo up. But we ran it back another year. I expect if the Timberwolves were to get eliminated like that in round 1 in the first season like that, I think Finch would be the first one to be the fall guy. And if it doesn't work again, then you could start to see maybe, oh, we trade Cat or trade Gobert or whatever it may be. Also depends if any of these guys' play falls off. So yeah, feeling pretty good. Proficiency's 4-star. So let's go ahead and summate this final season and see if we can win back-to-back championships. Would be really awesome if we could do just that to end this one. Final season here. Anthony Edwards wins an All-NBA third team once again. We are this time the third seed in the Western Conference. So we're just looking to go back-to-back here. And if we don't, no big deal. We got a championship out of last year. So we'll definitely live with whatever results we get here. So player stats, you had 31 from Edwards, 21 from Cat, 17 from Naz Reid, 17 from Kobe White, 8 from Kyle, 7.5 from Gobert with 9 rebounds and a block, 7 from McDaniels, 6 from Monte Morris. So Houston in round 1, you have Amon, Dylan Green, Kim Whitmore, Jabari Shingun, and Nikola off their bench. Somebody come around against them, and we are going to beat them in 7. They almost came back and 3-1'd us, or 3-1 comebacked us. But now we get the Spurs, who have Kuminga with Wembanyama. Very nice addition, and Rob Dillingham as well. So very solid Spurs team on paper. And we have plenty of size to deal with Wembanyama. And now we get to play the Oklahoma City Thunder. You have Shea, Giddey, OG, Jalen Williams. We just beat this team last year, but doing it again might be very tough to do. And we are going to lose this time in 6 games. So, hey, we got the championship last year. Let's see who wins between Shea and Halliburton. And Shea gets the championship. No surprise, Chet Holmgren, Finals MVP. But, guys, still a fun video regardless. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Minnesota, do you guys think they're going to go far in the playoffs this year? Or do you think they're going to fall off and disappoint? Be curious to see what you guys say. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and head out of here. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.